Hello everybody, Caden here today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs. And before we get into today's episode, I would like to apologize that there is no video yesterday. Reason is basically Monday, yesterday, and today I've had a lot of tests at school, so I've had less time to record, and I've just been a lot more busy studying. And then tonight I actually have a paper, so this episode is actually probably going to be pretty short, and hopefully there'll be one tomorrow. I'm probably going to try and do JPOG tomorrow, and Friday we'll see what happens. But with all the recording stuff out of the way, actually, you know, I'll probably mention something about that in a few minutes, but we have excuse me there, we have some pretty important stuff to do. Basically more lab stuff. It's still not done, but I think this is the last episode where I'm going to focus on it. After this, we might just move on to other things. But, you know, it's been fun. It's been fun, I think. At least for me. I don't know what you guys, much you guys have been enjoying this, but I think it's been fun. Just take a few little videos away from the whole building of the new exhibits. Just focus on something small. Little building just to, you know, spruce the place up a bit. But anyway, I'll get into that. And something you guys should know, if you haven't noticed by this point, I'm assuming some of you have, the Deinonychus are no longer here. I actually found a place to keep them. And this is thanks to a comment someone left, which actually gave me a really good idea. And we will get to that in a minute. But first, I want to show you guys what I've been working on. You can kind of see it through the glass here, but I've been working a bit more on the interior of the building. I actually did a bit more work on the exterior. I got the ledges up, so the roof is nearing completion. But we have, how many rooms did I do? 2 new rooms added into the build, and then I think I changed some stuff up here, added some signs in. New building right there, new building over there. Also, some people were saying I should switch this skeleton out for a new skeleton that will fit in better. And I don't know if you guys noticed that I paused there, but you could see something out that window right there a second ago. Oh, you can see him again. You know, we'll just go show that off first. I have built Dinosaur Observation Center. This was commented on last episode. Someone said you should build a little area to keep the Deinonychus. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea. So that's what I did. Built a little area down here for the Deinonychus. There is actually a doorway in, and we can head down there later, but this is basically, as you guys can see, Dinosaur Observation Center. This is basically what I was talking about. Ooh, also I found these future blocks, which look really cool. They've got a very tech computer vibe going to them. I'm gonna spruce this room up a bit more in the future, but for now it's just that. But anyway, I was like, you know what? Even if we don't keep the Deinonychus here permanently, which we won't, because they need to eventually get their own cage, I thought this would be a really cool area just for if we have a dinosaur that we're building a new exhibit for and we don't have a place to keep them in here. They've got lots of toys. I mean, they have water, which, although yes, they don't need it, it's cool, but they've got all these little bit of things to entertain themselves with while they're getting a new exhibit. And this area, the hatchery, I wasn't actually gonna do this until I was watching my friend Major Minecraft HG's video. His channel is actually linked somewhere on the side of mine, so if you want to go see his Dino series, which suggest checking it out, he's got a good series going. But he said he was going to do something like this for his lab, and I was like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. I think I might try and do something like that. So thank you, Ben, for the idea. I don't know what I'm going to do for it yet, but I haven't really planned out what it's going to look like, but it's going to be a hatchery. That's about all I know. Also, before we get to the actual new wing of the building, go up here, and basically I took out this little extra bit of culture vats because I was like, I don't need this, and I put this computer thing here. I might see if I can find some wire blocks or something and hook those up to these culture vats, so it's like they've got the data to sequence the DNA into the embryos. But now for the main point of this episode, this is what I've worked on. The Archaeology Department, and I hope I've spelled that correctly. I think that's how it's spelled in the mod title. If I just quickly pull up the mods folder on my computer. Really wish Yep, that's how it's spelled. Okay, so I did hopefully spell archaeology correctly. I know there is the second way of spelling it. It's like archaeology, but archaeology is another way, I believe, is another correct way, I believe, to spell it. But anyway, we've got our archaeology department. This takes up this little space here, which I really didn't have any ideas of what to do with. So what we've got in here, we got some artifacts. It's cool. We got our drum. I've never really used the drum. But we got like a drum. All the chests in here are empty. I haven't really brought in any new stuff yet. We do actually have a bit of biofossil and scrap and stuff to you know, use later. But I brought in a couple of artifacts. We got, that's is it facing backwards? I don't know, because it says it's pristine. That's pristine. Oh, okay, that's damaged. I don't know why it said pristine. That's weird. Anyway, so we got some little figurines here. We got some little stone tablets. We got these here. We got some archaeology workbenches, some sifters. We got a kilix, a skeleton. We got a skull. We got another thing. We got the staircase up to the second floor, which has some more stone tablets around. We got like some archaeology artifacts. We got an amphora of a loot. Sorry if you can hear the dogs barking in the background. There unfortunately is not much I can do about that. We have I cheated in the aquatic scarab gem. I'm not gonna use it for anything. I just thought it looked cool to have the scarab gem here. We got a javelin, an aquatic scarab gem, a scarab gem, Dominican amber, and a T-Rex tooth dagger, I believe. Yep, T-Rex tooth dagger. That thing looks pretty sick. So yeah, this is gonna be our archaeology department. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna add a bit more into this upper floor here in the future, but yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty cool. It's looking pretty cool. The laboratory is definitely, I think, at least for me, it's getting a lot more personality than I originally thought it was gonna have. I was like, oh, you know, it's just gonna be a place where we put our culture vats and our analyzers, but no. This place is starting to become its own little complex, which is really cool, because I still think that my favorite part of this building is the botany lab. Did I actually name it the botany laboratory? No, I need to name it the botany lab. But yeah, the botany lab is still my favorite of the the 3 wings we have, because it's just so cool to have all the plants in there. But anyway, I just did say there was a way to get in there. And this is gonna be attached to the hatchery later, but we got a little tunnel going into here, which is a somewhat unfinished shelter. We got a fan here, we got a little skylight, and then we have a doorway. This is basically what they're supposed to use to get in there. Yeah, we got our little Deinonychus living in here for now, so they should hopefully be pretty happy in here for a little bit until we can get a much better exhibit going for them at some point in the future. Basically, whenever we start, building the Hell Creek Formation area. By then, they'll actually hopefully they'll get a couple of new friends. I mean, I plan on getting at least, that's something actually I've realized. I've started trying to get more dinosaurs, even though at least for some of them, such as Triceratops and Stegosaurus, it wouldn't be super hyper accurate to have like herds of them, because most likely they were solitary creatures, at least from fossil finds, that's what it seems like. But I think for some of them, like Deinonychus, even though there isn't much proof to show they were pack animals, I think we're gonna make them get a decent sized pack. Maybe we'll get like 5. And do I actually have a I'll find my I'll find my Dinopedia later. I want to check how old the Deinonychus are. I've kind of forgotten. They've been around for a while, and actually they've been loaded in a lot. Yeah, they've really been loaded in a lot recently, considering the work on Chinini. Not Chinini. I keep saying Chinini when I mean Flaming Cliffs. I think it's just that Chinini is like the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of what we've redone in the park. Anyway, we have some things. That's, wow. This is, I forgot we actually got this many. Wow. Oops, and then. Dang, I don't really need this many analyzers. I could probably cut down on them, I guess. Add a bit more just space in. Huh. Really should have rethought this. It's not a super practical setup, but it's an actually, it is actually kind of practical thinking about it now. because the less each one has to analyze, the quicker we get through all the biofossil and the more DNA we get. Oh, stego, that's good. Sand bone meal. Deinonychus, that's a good one to get, considering I want to get more Deinonychus. Not much. Ooh, a mosasaur. Oh, I forgot to mention Confuciusaurus. Ichthyes! Yes! Ichthy! And there we go. Wow, we got a lot of bone meal from... that wasn't even that much... Considering that wasn't that much biofossil, it was only like 30? We got 5 DNA out of that, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good yields. Anyway, I think we should probably get out of here because at the moment I haven't really rigged up a lighting system to this place. I might just use the old glowstone carpenter block trick so we don't actually have to put a lot of lighting in there. And then maybe get some neon glowstone blocks because they kind of look like, you know, futuristic lighting. So we'll put some of those in the ceiling and little areas and stuff, and that will be the main lighting for the building. But other than that, don't really have a ton to talk about in this episode. Oh, actually, that's what I was going to talk about. The lack of content. I meant to talk about that. So I guess we'll just head back into the laboratory and talk about that. So you guys know recently, like the past several weeks, I've started missing more and more videos. Now, that has partially been due to the fact I don't really know what I want to record for a secondary series, or that'd be a tertiary series, which would be like a weird way of saying third series, to record on the channel because, I don't know, I haven't really got a concrete idea yet. When I get that, we'll eventually be able to record on those days again, but, aside from that, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I've had a lot of tests this week, and it's just, I mean, it's April 5th, so I mean, let's see. I have the rest of April, so let's say another 4 weeks. I mean, I've only got like 7 weeks left to, 6 or 7 weeks left to school. Probably, well, yeah, I've probably only got about 7 weeks of school left. And like which means finals are just around the corner because, like, you know, last 2 weeks of especially the last week before finals, like all the teachers are just like, okay, do tons of studying prepare for the final. Lots of stuff is getting crammed, lots of tests. So I'm just gonna give fair warning in this episode, and probably the rest of the episodes I upload this week. Expect there not to be an episode within the next couple of weeks. I mean, unless I'm like, okay, unless I'm talking about like, oh yeah, I've got like nothing this week. I mean, I might actually have to just start doing that for a week, at the beginning of each week. Be like, yeah, there's a good chance there won't be a lot of episodes this week just due to tests. But yeah, I mean, this happens every year. It'll probably continue to happen for the rest of the duration of this channel. Every time around this point, it'll just be like, okay, guys, lack of content just due to, you know, me needing to do things. And oh my gosh, I keep forgetting. Let's actually get this map. I want to see it updated. Because, yeah, this has got the whole lab complex. Is that the lab complex? Wow. How did I have this map set up? I've kind of forgotten. It's been a while since I looked at it. And then we need this one. Actually, which maps would be updated? This one will be updated as well. I know I originally was like, oh, I don't want to update these maps because they're really old, but now I do because I want to see what it looks like from an aerial view. Like, look at that! The whole Flaming Cliffs area looks really cool from above. That actually looks super cool. I mean, it's a bit weird that there's snow-capped mountains and stuff, but other than that, it looks really cool. I don't typically look at maps because they kind of annoy me, but we need to, I think, yeah, this is starting to make me really want to go and get a full-on map of the park set up because, like, that would be so ridiculously cool. And you guys know I've been mentioning I want to do something new with this building. Maybe we'll tear out the Brachiosaur skeleton. As cool as it is, I think if we tear it out, then we can maybe put like a massive map on there. because we're gonna need a massive map to show off the entire park in its entirety. Like, look at this. Like, that looks so cool. I didn't realize the Flaming Cliffs looked like that from above. We got the whole laboratory complex, which is looking okay. I mean, it looks just... Now, I think that's also due to it not having a roof, but right now it just kind of looks like a massive gray block. But I mean, even there, you can see the whole walkway, you can see the visitor center, you can see Ceratosaurus, Allosaurus. Like, that's one of the cool things with this exhibit is that, especially with these three, they all look interconnected because of how I've set them up. And I want to definitely continue something like that. So, yeah. Hell Creek, I think, is the... I don't think I'm going to do it that much with Morrison, but when we get to Hell Creek, I want to do, like... Whoops, didn't mean to hit escape. I want to do, like, a super connected area. Like... Kind of like what we did with the Chinini, where we have like the river running through the entire thing. I want to do that again. A river, or maybe a mountain, a central mountain, or a valley, or something. Something that connects all the exhibits together into one like big area. I don't know. I think it's gonna look really cool. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have all enjoyed this episode. Hope you're looking forward to seeing what we work on next, which will probably be the working out of either getting the final bits of the lab done. And again, I didn't do the Henotis. This is turning, who was it? I'm so sorry, I forgot who mentioned this. It may have been like BMG88, but someone mentioned like, oh, this is turning into the Allosaurus thing again, where I took like 20 episodes to name them because I was like, no, I keep forgetting. I'll name them eventually, hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it when we go back to the aquarium, but yeah. I'll just put the NPCs in and name them after this episode, and then next episode I'll have remembered, and we can go do that. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Hope you all enjoy, and until next time, guys, see ya.